What's up, minions? In this video, I'm sharing my 2020 freelance predictions. If that's something you want to see, stick around. For those who don't know me, I'm Lex DeVille, and on this channel, we help you escape corporate prison and create personal world domination. Probably didn't need to say that 3 times, but if you're new here, consider subscribing. In this video, we're talking about my Upwork, actually it's not Upwork, it's Freelance 2020 predictions. Got about 9 of those for you. So if you are ready, let's dive in. Number 1, Upwork is still king. That's right, Upwork isn't going anywhere. They're still king of the freelance market space, and they're going to remain that in that position. They are a publicly traded company now. They've got a lot of money backing them. They've got the best clients. They've got a lot of good quality freelancers, and they're tuning their platform to be centered around quality more and more going forward. So Upwork's going to stay the king for now. And that doesn't mean they won't be dethroned at some later point in time, but for 2020, they're going to be on top, and it's still going to be the place to be. I would say Fiverr is maybe the next closest place, the most well-known freelance platform besides Upwork at this point, but I don't think that Fiverr is really seen as a freelance platform. It's seen as more of a hustle platform, a gig platform, whereas Upwork is seen by large corporate clients and other clients as I'm hiring this person to do this thing. So Upwork's going to stay on top, and they're just going to remain there until someone eventually dethrones them. Number 2. US freelancers are going to get more and more preference over other freelancers. And I say this because Upwork is the king, because they're at the top, they kind of set the perspective for how the freelance world is viewed. So clients look to Upwork. They're looking to Upwork for information. They're looking to Upwork for answers. Upwork is filtering out non-US freelancers. At least that's what they seem to be doing. That's what it looks like to me. So they're letting in US freelancers more and more. They're filtering out non-US freelancers. You can see it within their platform that they have different preferential options for US freelancers. And this is kind of shaping how bigger companies look at freelancing. They say, well, we can go to Upwork at the very least and get US freelancers, and that's Upwork saying that US freelancers are the best, that they're the best quality, that they're the best of the best, I guess. And so they're going to get more preference, and that's going to make it harder for people who are non-US freelancers to get work. So it's just something to be thinking about going forward. Number 3, freelancers are going to make the same old mistakes. They are going to continue using a me focus. They are going to continue talking about their skills, their education, that they're going to continue telling clients that they're qualified to do the job. And I already proved it just the other day when I posted a gig for an audio production worker. I posted the gig. It's just like every gig that I post. I put it out there. I wait for freelancers to send their proposals, and I look through them, and it's always a bunch of, I have experience, I'm qualified, I've been doing this for 5 years, whatever, blah, 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 same mistakes. And I'll put a screenshot on so you can see that. And it just is what it is. They're making the same mistake. So if you understand you focus, you can go forward and you can beat your competition by applying with the you focus, by putting the focus on the client, by showing them that you care about them, that you understand their needs. You know, all this stuff that we've been talking about on this channel for a long, long time, it still applies. So that's really good for you to know that you focus is still going to work to get you a foot in the door, or at least to make you stand out from other freelancers. Number 4, new platforms are going to arise. There's going to be new platforms that come into existence. There's new ones already. Some of them are new, and just they kind of target niches. They target specific niches, micro niches. For example, iWriter focuses only on writing articles, and that's all they do. They don't do development or design or any of these other things. And so you can start to look toward those platforms. You kind of have to search them out. I've got a list of them on my website. There's a freelance big list. I'll link it below in the description, assuming I remember. But I've got a big list of freelance websites. It's over 100 freelance websites, and I tried to break them down by which skills they target. So if you were a freelancer in a different type of skill, let's say you're doing illustration or you're doing web design or something, maybe you can look through that list and find the platform that's going to make the most sense for you going forward. That way you have less competition. You're doing things, you're targeting a niche because you're on that platform, and you're getting the kind of people who already want the services you offer. But new platforms will arise in 2020. We will see some new faces out there, and that's a pretty exciting thing, because we're going to see so many new freelance platforms that's going to be the workforce eventually. And you're just going to be able to go anywhere you want. You're going to have all these different options for where you can freelance and how you can make money. So that's an exciting thing that you should look forward to. This is kind of an off-the-wall prediction, but number 5 is that recruiters or recruiting companies, staffing agencies, are going to enter the freelance space. They are starting to notice the opportunities. So traditionally, staffing agencies have connected employees with employers, but now employers are starting to hire freelancers. They're starting to offer remote work and telework, things like that. So recruiting companies are going to see this. They're going to say, okay, what are the trends? Oh, they're outsourcing work more because it costs them less. So how can we get in on that? So I think we're going to see recruiting companies step into the freelance space a little bit and start offering freelance opportunities, start offering more side gigs or side hustles or just short jobs where it's not going to lead to you being an employee of the company. It's just going to lead to you being somebody they can turn to when they need a certain thing. So let's say a freelance company enters the market space. They say, okay, this company is looking for a digital marketer. Well, let's go find a digital marketer for this person, connect them with the company, and just have them on call for all of their digital marketing needs. And then they just manage that freelancer. So that's something I think is going to happen. This is probably my most off-the-wall prediction, but I do see it coming because the recruiting agencies try to stay on top of trends and they try to capitalize on those, and that is kind of why they've done so well over the past decade or so. In addition to the recruiting companies, number 6 is going to be more localized freelance acceptance. So I talked about big companies offering more remote and telework positions. That's kind of a bridge between freelance. So you've got freelance is you're your own person, you're your own business, you're a contractor, you don't work for the company. We're starting to see companies move toward telework and remote work, and ultimately I think that will lead into them hiring freelancers. But the telework is letting people work from home. It's like dipping your toes in the water with getting used to letting employees work from home and outside of the office. And as this happens more and more, I think it's going to lead to companies realizing that, hey, we may not need this ridiculously sized office building, which costs us a shit ton of money to maintain, to have electricity for, to power, all the utilities, all the upkeep, all the costs of the renting the location or owning the location. They can start to get rid of that. They can start to decentralize, and they can start to let employees work from wherever. This also opens them up to new opportunities for, maybe expanding their workforce, paying less at the local level for employees who maybe aren't local. They're out there further than the local area, so they have more choice. They can choose from a bigger talent pool, and they can maybe even pay a little less. So I do think we'll see more companies at the very least adapting telework and remote work opportunities and eventually moving into the freelance space, and that's going to happen more in 2020. Number 7 is that non-US freelancers are going to have to improve your offer. If you're a non-US freelancer, and I would actually expand this maybe a little bit to say if you're a non-native English speaking freelancer, you're going to have to do more to improve your offer. You are going to have to offer the best rates. You are going to have to offer better skills. You're going to have to specialize. You've got to do something to set yourself apart. In fact, you've got to do a whole bunch of somethings, because you're going to find it gets harder and harder for you to freelance, to win gigs over other U.S. freelancers who are willing to do the work for the same price as you are. And I don't think that this is just about having the lowest rates anymore, because traditionally, freelancers who were not native English or who were not from U.S. countries, that's kind of how they won gigs a lot, was they had the lowest prices. Companies could outsource and get those lower prices. But now companies are kind of changing, and even individual freelance clients are changing to say, hey, I want quality and I'm willing to pay a little bit more for it. But even if they weren't, we're seeing so many more people coming in from the outside space. So you've got all these people who are employees. They're used to making $10 an hour, $15 an hour, whatever those low rates are. And that's just that's how they live. They live on those amounts right now. So when they can enter a place like Upwork and they can start billing $20 an hour or even just $10 an hour for some article writing gigs or some side hustle stuff, they're going to start taking and siphoning off more of those gigs from non-US freelancers and from non-native English speaking freelancers, just because they've entered the space and they're willing to do the work at just as low rates, just because it's a side hustle for them. It's not their full-time job. They're not trying to make a career out of this. They're just going at it as a side hustle, and they're siphoning those gigs from non-native English freelancers. So if you are a non-native English freelancer, if you are a non-US freelancer, you're going to have to work to improve yourself. You're going to have to get better at proposals, get better at your pitches. You're going to have to make offers people can't refuse. You're going to have to improve your skills. And I would even go so far as to say you're going to need micro niche skills. You're going to have to specialize in areas that other people aren't specializing in, which may take you some extra learning. It may be a little bit harder for you to get ahead. But if you want to continue to be in the freelance space and make that your career, you're going to need to do things differently and better than native English speakers, than native US English speakers, because they're getting preference. Number 8, there's going to be more opportunities in the tech space than basically ever before. And tech can mean a lot of things. It could mean data mining, it could mean artificial intelligence, automation. This could be anything from coding websites, developing apps, to setting up email funnels and automations and understanding different types of machine learning. This is a big field. It's a wide range of things, and you can see on the Upwork Skills Index, which I'll link that below as well, on the Upwork Skills Index, some of the most recent in-demand skills, but you want to look at the different tech opportunities. So this is going to help you get ahead. It's going to help you stand out if you look to learn different tech skills that other people aren't really doing, either because it takes time to learn or because it's hard or just because it requires some kind of extra effort. Whenever I post gigs on Upwork, whenever I'm doing my profile and I set my profile for ActiveCampaign email automation, I actually get quite a few invitations. And the reason I get that is because ActiveCampaign is one of like 100,000 million, who knows how many. It's one of a whole lot of email service providers. And so specializing in that one, I'm not going to pick up every client who needs email automation, but I'm going to pick up all the clients who need ActiveCampaign email automation, because it's a specific niche. It's a specific tool and software, and it's a technology that not everybody's willing to spend time learning, and it takes time to learn and do. So when I offer that, I get invitations quickly and easily. And I think that if you look toward the skills on the skills index and you pick one out and you learn one of those, that's going to be a good opportunity for you. Or just pick any specific niche, micro niche with regard to technology, whether it's machine learning, automations, pick an email system, even just Kajabi or anything that people are specializing in, where it takes some time to learn and you can set yourself apart and get ahead in 2020. Number 9, my last prediction is that video is going to play an increasing role in your freelance career. And this may be video proposals. Some platforms may start to offer video proposals. Some people I know already are sending video proposals through Upwork. I don't do that, but if it works for you, if it's something that gets you ahead, then maybe it's worth a shot. Video portfolio pieces, that's another one where I saw when I posted a gig the other day that when I could search for freelancers, their portfolio pieces show up in the search box. And if those portfolio pieces are a video, that video is clickable. The thumbnail is playable in the Upwork search box. So that means that if you have a video there, a client can click that and they can see and engage with you before they even click into your profile. And they can't do that with other freelancers because other freelancers don't have video. So it's just one example of the opportunity that's presenting itself. You're going to see more clients expecting video calls because it's such a big technology and it's so widespread. YouTube is growing. Everything to do with video marketing, it's all expanding, and video is a big part of our lives now. So my recommendation for 2020 would be to get on board the video train now, start learning it, get you an HD camera, and even they're cheap. They're like $60 for the best one on the market as far as webcam goes. Even the one I use, I think it was like $60. So get you an HD camera, practice talking on camera and get comfortable with it so you're not fumbling around, you're not saying a bunch of ums and ahs and all these weird pauses and making, like weird facial twitches and shit like that. Just get comfortable on camera and being yourself so that at the very least you have minimal skills in video production. learn how to produce a video, learn how to edit a video, just the basics, and then learn how to get it on YouTube so that you can use that to your advantage. So those are 9 predictions for 2020. Let me know what you think or what your predictions are. How do you think things are going to go? What are your resolutions, I guess? If you have resolutions, what do you plan to do for 2020 and how are you going to do things differently? I'd like to hear all that stuff from you. Feel free to drop a comment below. If you liked anything in this video, remember to rate, comment, subscribe, and come back for more. We're going to have new videos coming up for the new year, new Upwork videos, new freelance videos, and new videos on other topics such as how to expand your business beyond Upwork, beyond freelancing, so that you protect yourself, so that you're diversified and you have different income sources and you can just live life however you want to. That's all I've got for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Lex DeVille. I'll see you next time.